Well, hello, boys and girls, past, present, and future versions of ourselves. This is Mr. Archer with us again here today. And here recently, we have been on something of a spiritual journey of enlightenment and understanding. And given my recent discoveries or self discoveries, I'm sure other people have probably known about these things for a long, long time. But this is directly what it's going into archaic or hidden knowledge that certain people or some groups thereof try to own and or possess and or control, which I am somewhat conflicted about because, for one thing, all knowledge is for anyone who seeks it. Yet, at the other point of view, there is some knowledge that may or may not be used for dangerous and or insidious and or self-destructive and or etc. motivations. So we always have to consider both sides of the coin, boys and girls, if we want to find the truth, which is what I have been searching for. And given this particular revelation of truth or self discovery, I have personally come to the realization that I do believe going back far enough or forward far enough throughout the chain of causal probability in infinite space time, I do believe that we literally are all one, in that we came from the one same original thought, for we were made in his image, imagination. There's even a parable or a parallel to that in Greek mythology where Athena, the goddess of wisdom, sprung fully grown from the head of Zeus. And then there's the crown chakra, which would be the last in the line of chakras, which I need to learn more about because those things really are important. I've always heard of them and I thought it was hokey stuff, but really it's about energy alignment, going straight up your body. Pew! Energy alignment and getting everything balanced so that it flows the way that it's supposed to, and maintains a smooth running operation as the infinite perpetual motion machine of cosmic creative intelligence that I perceive it to be, whatever he, she, it. Praise be to it. The higher power than myself, anyway, because I ain't chasing that. I see, yes, sir, I understand, or whatever. Thank you, thank you. Point being, because this infinite intelligence is all our minds. Again, still wrap my head around how that one works. So it's because it's got to be fair. Because I tell you what, boys and girls, I think I know why Jesus said, be mindful of your thoughts, because thoughts have a lot of power, more than we realize sometimes, I think. And they do, in fact, manifest our realities in ways that that are just very strange and of which motivations we are often unaware because these motivations are woven and associated within our subconscious awareness or the collective universal subconscious awareness. I believe. I don't make sense if it worked that way. But point being, you know, I kind of like my own mind and I love myself in more ways than one sometimes, I tell you. But either way, we love ourselves. And the thought of like a collective reminds me of the Borg from Star Trek, and I'm totally not down with the Borg. No, thank you, bye. I don't want any. Hey, let's go, boys, girls. We gotta get out of here. These assholes are doing something. Come on, pew, gone. As far as that goes, however, that universe does exist because it was thought into existence. I know. I've seen it on the TV. There's more truth to that than we might think. Anyway, for the sake of cleaning up the mess of wormholes in thought that I may or may not have let out there, well, actually, I did let them out there, but so far as the effects of them, I'm not entirely sure. But my intention is to help us all understand because, you know, with some of the knowledge and understanding that's out there now and the age of electromagnetism that we are about to go through, or that we are in the process of going through, which is also, in case you boys and girls didn't know, why we have been having such odd weather here for the past about 30 years. When I noticed it, about 30 years ago is when it started. I started noticing it anyway. But this is because, yes, we are going through, you talk about global warming and all this and that. This sort of thing has happened before, and it will happen again and continue to happen until the Earth runs its course and becomes a dead planet and we all go elsewhere. And the spirit of Gaia goes elsewhere, or however that works within the spirit realm. But there is a spirit realm because spirits are energy and everything is energy of different levels of density on infinite different planes. Okay, so think that. And all are sovereign, yet all are not aware that they are sovereign. So, on that note, this reminds me of one that I wrote in January of 2005 called The Dependence of Independent Variables. Each point in space and time is a dependent as well as an independent variable. Because each point is its own separate entity, and because its perception defines its individual reality, each point is thus independent due to its own relative position and perception in space and time. However, because each point is connected to and exhibits influence on innumerable other points by some specific yet potentially vague chain of logic and relation in space and time, and because each point is its own independent variable only in a given space and time, by definition, each point is also a dependent variable because the perception of its qualitative and or quantitative value may be determined or affected by each other independent variable due to the fact that space and time are not constant or absolute values. And yet again, the answer is both. And I just had a note to this that popped into my head a minute ago that I had to write down. So the note says, too much truth can and may drive some people just as insane as too little truth can or may drive others, depending upon where each soul happens to be within its own multidimensional zero-point journey throughout the evolutionary path of our own sovereign path to infinite spiritual enlightenment. Joshua Archer, January 4, 2023. And that right there makes me think that maybe my future self jumped back and told my past self about all this stuff because I didn't know what the hell it was talking about. And now it's kind of starting to make sense, but I didn't know it at the time as to the why. We're still chasing the why. He's a funny little feller. Sometimes he can be a constant, sometimes he can be a vowel. It just depends. Why? I don't know. Go ask him. Anyway, thought of the day, boys and girls. We're going to make it through this. Peace, love, and light be with you all. We shall see you all later. Bye for now.